In today's session, we're going to continue on the series on implementation to achieve breakthrough improvement. In today's session, the topic is choking the release of work. So before we get into that, what I want to do is sort of review the video series that we've gone through so far and the steps. So our first step was to establish the steering committee. Our second step was to establish the proposal A3 process. Then the next step is to establish the product family matrix. We need to identify how many value streams do we have within the organization. We do that through the product family matrix. Then we create the value stream map, the design of our future state, and come up with all the initiatives to implement that future state. Then we want to establish the reliable production lead time. So how long should we allow for each job to flow through our system? And then choking the release. So once we choke the release, it's like holding back the orders that shouldn't be in the system that are clogging up the system. And then once we do that, we want to understand what problems that we're having. So remember, there's three types of issues, either a synchronization issue, a capacity issue, or a variability issue. So we want to start looking at those issues and understanding what ones are preventing better flow. And then we want to establish pull. So creating that pull and then establishing the rules. So once we establish the rules, remember our golden rule is we follow the rules, period. So today's session is about creating the release schedule and following that release schedule. Again, this is a big paradigm shift for companies because we're switching from that push mentality of keeping everybody busy to the pull mentality of synchronizing our orders to customer demand. So when we do that, we're going to expose hidden capacity. So what we're going to see is that typically in the push system, we are overproducing, and now we're going to synchronization. So it's going to free up capacity. So that brings up a major issue of how we're measuring our performance. So a lot of companies I go into are measuring their performance on how many parts are produced each shift or each day, or they're looking at utilization numbers, or they're looking at efficiency numbers, or most companies are using overall equipment effectiveness, or looking at our OEE. The goal isn't to drive up OEE everywhere. The goal is to create flow. So we might have to recalibrate our measurement system to be in line with synchronization and flow, and not so much about creating high OEE everywhere, which is a huge paradigm shift for companies. The goal isn't to keep everybody busy. The goal is to move orders through the system in the most effective manner from start to finish and create flow. So to create flow, that means sometimes there's going to be work centers without work. So that's okay, right? You got to have the mindset that it's okay that people are out of work. So now we want to expose that hidden capacity, and we'll talk about how to leverage that hidden capacity in future sessions. So that's our session for today about following the release schedule and synchronizing to our customer demand. Thanks for watching.